What up, everybody? Manchester Colts here for week 2 of the NFL season, and I'm making a video right now. I usually make it a little bit later. I plan on making it tonight, but I might not be home for tonight and tomorrow. I'm gonna have to go to some parties, something like that. So I decided to make a video right now about like things that I think are going on this week, and well, let's get started. First off, I just want to say, even though I said this last video, that Colts and Texans game was some bullshit. It hurts so bad, but I have to get over it and move on to week 2. We got a big game coming up. So first game, the Buffalo Bills, Green Bay Packers. The Packers are gonna win because simply the Bills just cannot compete with the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers have a way too good of a team, and I don't think the Bills are gonna be able to even come close to stopping Aaron Rodgers. He's been a really good quarterback through the since Brett Favre left Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers has been very good, so I expect the Packers to beat the Bills. Next, the Dolphins and Vikings. After the Vikings lost, I think that they're going to be able to beat the Dolphins, especially because they're playing in Minnesota. The Dolphins have a pretty good receiver, but the quarterback, Chad Henne, he could be better. He's not up there at the max level yet. So I think if they can stop Brandon Marshall, they should be able to have a pretty easy game. The next game, Chiefs versus Browns. I'm gonna say the Chiefs win because the Chiefs, they were looking really good. They beat the San Diego Chargers, so I'm thinking if they can beat the San Diego Chargers, they shouldn't have any problems with the Cleveland Browns. They're looking really good. Matt Castle looking good. Jamal Charles looking good. Thomas Charles looking good. The whole team all around was looking good, and that's not something I think I'd be saying about the Chiefs anytime soon. And they're looking like a good team this year. Next, the Bears versus the Cowboys in Dallas. I expect the Dallas to blow out the Bears. The Bears, I think, lost last week, but hey, I mean, they won the game. It should have been a loss, in my opinion, but it's the rule. The rule was called correctly, but it was a stupid rule, and the Bears got to win. So, but I'm expecting the Cowboys to be able to capitalize on their loss from last week and be able to beat the Bears. Next, the Falcons and Cardinals. I think that the Cardinals are going to lose to the Falcons. Even though the Falcons did lose to the Steelers, I think they're going to be able to play good in their own dome in Atlanta, and I think they're going to be able to beat the Cardinals. Next, the Panthers and Buccaneers. I think the Panthers beat the Buccaneers. Even though the Bucs just came off a win against Cleveland, the Cleveland is not as good as a team as Carolina is. I don't think Carolina's gonna have a great season, but they were looking pretty decent last week. Not like good enough to win, but not good enough to beat the Giants, but I think good enough to beat the Buccaneers. Next, the Eagles and Lions. I think, and it's in Detroit. I think that the Eagles beat the Lions. The Eagles, Kevin Kolb is out on an injury, and I mean, I'm not a Kevin Kolb fan at all. If I was the Eagles fan, I'd be pretty happy that Kevin Kolb's out. I think Michael Vick's a way better quarterback than Kevin Kolb, and I think that he'll be able to have 100 yards rushing, close to 200 yards passing. He's just a great fantasy quarterback. That's why I picked him up in my fantasy league. But it's not. This is not about fantasy football. It's about like whatever. But I think he's gonna have a lot of good rushing yards. A lot of good passing yards, nice passes. I mean, when you have a quarterback that can run, you have to watch out for the run, so it causes you to play up a little bit more. It releases the receivers downfield, so I look for the Eagles to be able to beat the Lions in Detroit. Next, the Ravens and Bengals. The Bengals did lose to the Patriots last week, and the Ravens did beat the Jets last week. But I'm going to say the Bengals beat the Ravens simply because I don't think that they're going to be able to. I don't think they're going to lose back-to-back weeks, even though they're playing a tough opponent like the Ravens. I don't see them being beaten twice in a row. It just doesn't seem realistic to me. Like, especially in the beginning of the season, I don't see it happening. All right, next, the Pittsburgh Steelers at Tennessee Titans. I expect the Titans to win. The Vince Young is looking really good. Chris Johnson, CJ2K, he's already off to a great start, and I don't look for him to slow down anytime soon. So I'll look for the Tennessee Titans to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers in Tennessee. Next, the Seattle Seahawks and Denver Broncos. Beginning of the season, I would expect the Broncos to beat the Seahawks, but now I'm going to say the Seahawks beat the Broncos. Seeing how they played Week 1 versus the 49ers, I don't see how they could lose to the Broncos. I expect the Seahawks to beat the Broncos. Next, Raiders and Rams. This game is in Oakland. I say Rams beat the Raiders. They've also been looking better, even though they did lose last week. They're looking pretty good. Mark Clayton had a great game with 117 reception yards with 10 catches. I think that they're going to be able to pull off win versus Oakland. Next, Washington. In Washington, it's the Texans versus Redskins. And I'm going to have to say Redskins beat the Texans. Texans did beat the Colts last week, but it was in... What? Oh, hold on. Sorry about that, sister. Anyway, yeah, I think that the Texans are going to lose to the Redskins. The Redskins are looking really good versus the Cowboys. So I'm going to expect them to be able to win this game. Next, the Patriots versus Jets. I think Patriots win. Their aerial attack is looking really good. I think Tom Brady is going to hook up with Wes Walker a lot because they're going to really try to shut down Randy Moss with Darrelle Revis. But I expect the Patriots to beat the Jets. Next, Chargers and Jags. I think the Chargers will win, even though they lost last week to the Chiefs. They did do a decent job, and this game's in San Diego, so I expect the Chargers to win. Next, Sunday Night Football, New York Giants versus the Indianapolis Colts, brother versus brother, and I think the Colts are going to be able to win simply because the game that the Giants had versus Carolina was pathetic. They had a lot of drop balls. Some of them turned into interceptions, and I don't think they're going to be able to, if they keep doing that, if they keep that up, they're not going to be able to win. They got really lucky against the Panthers. They should have lost that game of how many drop balls they had. That should have been picked off. Next, the New Orleans Saints versus San Francisco 49ers in San Francisco. Saints win. Saints are the best team in the league right now. I don't see them losing to the 49ers. I really hope they do, but I don't really see it happening. Frank Gore, I hope that he'll be able to run for a lot of yards, and the defense is really good. I don't see them having a bad game, but I don't see them winning either. But if they do win, well, great. I hope the Saints do lose, but I don't see them losing. So that's it for right now. This is week 2 video of the NFL season, and good luck to everybody this week. Even though I probably will vote for your team to lose, but hey, whatever. So I'll see you guys later, and have a nice day. Bye.